Welcome, dear viewers, to Couch Warrior TV on YouTube. I am the Couch Warrior, and this is a channel update, a bunch of announcements, and a whole bunch of exciting things rolled into one. There are a lot of things to talk about. On the agenda for this update, we're going to talk about the Extra Life Marathon. We're going to talk about updates with regard to the latest story, The Black Prince, and what's going on with that. We're also going to be talking about the return of Character Crusade podcast, specifically the Unbound series. We have a lot of exciting things going on, and as most of you know, we've been on hiatus for about 3 months. Just wanted to let you know a little bit about what's going on with that, when we're going to be back, and what it's going to look like for those of you who decide to participate. So, first of all, just a little bit in the way of explanation about me and about the channel. Going on hiatus was something that we decided to do around July. We took some time off, just tried to decompress a little bit, try to get our act together. One of the things that we did realize is that we liked the direction that the podcast was going, but we were a little burned out. We needed to spend some time doing some planning. So that is what we did. With regard to Couch Warrior TV, I've been kind of limping along. You've probably noticed one video a week is not typical for me. And as it would happen, this week I wasn't able to get a video out. My recording setup is in a little state of flux right now. I'm working on it. I'm adding some things to it. I'm trying to fix it up a little bit. So I'm not in a position to record, but we will see some more recording happening probably next week, I would think. So I just wanted to kind of let you know that Couch Warrior TV is going. It's going to continue to do so. And right now I'm just kind of thinking about, you know, what's on the horizon. So what do I want to do with the channel in 2019? I think one of the things that is common with me is that I usually have a lot of side hustles going on, lots of different gigs doing different things. And I decided that even though I like all of these different things, I like doing narration. I like narrating, you know, mods and stuff like that. I like doing voice challenges for audiobooks and podcasting and videos and all these different things, that I needed to try and figure out how to focus best on what I like the most, which means I have to kind of shed a few things just to keep my sanity. So I've been working over the last 3 months just trying to figure out what that's going to be, and coming up with a plan so that I can clear the decks and really focus on those things that I'm most interested in. So the outlook going forward is that I'm going to continue to work on The Black Prince. I'm going to continue to try to roll out weekly videos, but then we're also going to be putting in more of the podcast material, the Unbound content and stuff like that going forward. So I think you're going to expect to see a bit more activity on an ongoing basis, I think, on the channel in the coming months. Officially, the hiatus is over as of November 3rd is when we're doing our marathon. So I think things will start to step up as I solidify my plans and I get in more of a regular cadence. There's just been a lot going on. I started a new job. I moved into a new place. A lot of things have been changing for me. And so I was just trying to ease off a little bit to get my act together. And then it's all just about planning and making sure that whatever I decide to do is something that I like to do and is something sustainable. So that's what's going on with that. Let's talk a little bit about then what that means for The Black Prince. Well, I'm really enjoying the story. I really like putting it together. It's a lot of fun. I love the character. Okan, I think he's a character with a lot of depth and so forth. You may have noticed that in the first few episodes, there's been a lot of cutscenes, a lot of narrative. I've been doing a lot of writing, a lot of voice acting as part of that. Well, in the first stages of any story, I always put in some extra effort to try to set the stage for, you know, who is this character? And what do we know about Okan that will allow us to understand the decisions that he's going to make going forward? I mean, to me, that's critical. But I don't like to push that out simply as, I don't know, exposition, right? That's boring. So what I like to do is take some time and try to incorporate that material into the character's story in the first stages of the story, so it's entertaining. So not only are we learning more about who this character is and what he's all about, but we're actually being able to see that demonstrated in the story. I think at this point, we've gotten through a lot of that material, that initial material that I wanted to cover with Okan. So I think that we can expect going forward that the cadence of the story will speed up a bit more. There'll be fewer cutscenes as we start going through the material, because now we've kind of set the stage. We all have a common understanding of who this character is, and so we can discuss a lot of the decisions I'm making in-game as we're playing, as opposed to me having to do narrative cutscenes to try to communicate background story or personality traits, things of that nature. So I think we'll see the cadence pick up. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I think it'll probably mean that I'll be able to get videos out with more regularity, at least once, possibly twice a week, if I'm not so focused on writing and cutscenes. So I think that's what we have to look forward to, and I'm kind of targeting that pace for some time after the marathon's over. Right now, I'm really focused on making sure that we pull off this marathon without a hitch. So let's talk about that. Great segue. So the Extra Life Marathon is coming up on Saturday, November 3rd. It starts at 10 a.m. Central Time. And basically what we are going to do is we're breaking the 24 hours down into 4 6-hour segments, and we're going to be focusing on something different in each one of those segments. And our goal is that you will be able to either attend the whole thing, if you're hardcore, or you'll be able to look at those segments and say, here's something I'm particularly interested in that I'd want to watch. Now, the other thing that we're really emphasizing in this year's marathon is that we're emphasizing audience participation. We are going to be doing some online gaming, some multiplayer gaming, and if you have these games installed, we'd love to see you there. We'd love to see you get involved. It could be a lot of fun. I don't know. So what you're looking at right now, this is the schedule of events. We start at 10 a.m. and from 10 to 11, we're going to do a breakfast, and we're going to spend the hour just kind of setting the stage for what's coming. We're going to be answering questions. We're going to be chatting with you, and then we are going to launch into 3-play. For those of you who are not familiar with 3-play, this is something that we've done on Couch Warrior TV in the past. It's a lot of fun. Basically what it is that one of us plays the game and the other two are in kind of the peanut gallery. We solve puzzles together, we make fun of each other, we have a good time generally, and it's a lot of fun. We are going to start by playing Sticks. Sticks is the game that Matt chose. We've played it before in the 3-play, and he wanted to go back to it. It was a big hit last time. It was a lot of fun, so we're going to do that again. I'm going to be playing Half-Life 2, which is a throwback. I love that game. I've played it through at least a couple of times before, so this will be fun. We'll see, how far we can get through it in an hour, hour and a half, something like that. And then we're going to be switching over to Joe. He's going to be playing some Myst, and we're going to be doing some puzzle solving, so forth. And then after that, we're going to do some multiplayer, and we are playing Viscera Cleanup Detail. And we hope that artist Caleb will be joining us as he did last year. That was a lot of fun, and that will kind of round out the 3-play segment, which is the first 6 hours of our programming. In the second segment, we are going to be focusing on an epic Skyrim roleplay that emphasizes audience participation. So we will be asking you to help us roleplay this character, and essentially the way that we've done it in the past is that the three of us are making kind of cooperative, democratic decisions for the character as we go. Usually we introduce some element of randomness as well, so that we never really know for sure where the story is going to go or how the character is going to develop. That is the plan for this year as well. We're going to create an all-new character with new play rules, but then we're going to play that character as a community, and we're going to play for 6 hours. So it'll be a lot of fun to see how the character evolves and where we end up based on where we started. That brings us into the late night segment. Now we're getting from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. This is going to be all about multiplayer, first-person shooter. We're calling it the Throwback Throwdown, and it is focused on Unreal Tournament 2004. And the reason that we're playing Unreal Tournament 2004 is that Matt, Joe, and I have a long history with this game. Back in the day when we were attending LAN parties and actually running and organizing LAN parties, Unreal Tournament 2004 was the game that we played. And usually we played it heavily modded. It is kind of a fun, over-the-top space first-person shooter, and we go in and we tweak the settings a lot for low gravity and extra damage and stuff like that. It's just a wild, fun time. If you'd like to get in on that with us, we'll be hosting the server, hopefully. You can do that by going out to Steam and getting your hands on Unreal Tournament 2004. I believe last time I checked, it was only like $10, so it's definitely worth it. It's a ton of fun, and we hope you'll join us for that. Now, the final segment is going to be focused on ESO. I know that there's a lot of you out there who play ESO. None of the three of us do. We've got it loaded. We've got it patched. Now, we're just doing the standard game. We're not doing any of the add-ons. But what we'd love you to do is join us in a session of ESO, and we'd love you to tell us what's cool. We'd love to walk through it with you and have you show us what's awesome, and so we can have those experiences. So if you've got any thoughts around that, feel free to let us know. Feel free to join us. I don't know that we're going to have a character generated when we jump straight in. We'll probably create that character together, which means we'll probably be in that intro area. We'll try to hustle through that as quickly as we can so that if you've got some seasoned characters that you want to play with us, you can do that. But we're complete noobs, and we're going to be starting from scratch. So that is the plan. I hope that you will join us. Now, this marathon is for Children's Miracle Network. We are doing that through Extra Life. Extra Life is a company that kind of acts as a broker, so that when you make donations, those donations get routed to Children's Miracle Network and to the hospital that we have chosen specifically. We have chosen a hospital called Gillette Children's Hospital, which is right here in the Twin Cities area, and all the proceeds that you donate will go to Gillette. Now, last year it went really great. We set a goal of 500, and we more than tripled our goal by the end of the day. We're hoping that we can accomplish that this year. We would love to see that happen. We would love to be able to contribute to Gillette Children's Hospital the same way or better than we did last year. That would be awesome. So hopefully you will join us for that. Again, that is going to be on Saturday, November 3rd, starting at 10 a.m. Central Time, right here on Couch Warrior TV. We will be streaming for 24 hours. So it's going to be fun, amazing, and it is such a great cause. All right. Now, the 3rd of November also marks the return of Unbound. We'll be talking about this a lot during that stream, more than likely. But I believe it is on the 19th of November. That is the beginning of Season 3 of Unbound. And this is very exciting. Like I said, we spent the last 3 months going back to the drawing board and figuring out, okay, what is it that we need to do to really take this concept that we have proven out in Season 1 and 2 and really amp it up, really make it consistent, really bring some consistency to it so that we can continue to do it over and over, and we will be assured that it will run smoothly, but that we'll also get a lot of variance, interesting and totally original challenges every time that we do it. So we've accomplished this by really creating a pretty well-defined framework for this. We're calling it the Unbound syllabus, and basically it lays out all 6 episodes of each season so that we know exactly what we're going to be doing in every episode. We know exactly what homework is going to be assigned in each episode, and you'll know exactly what is going to be expected of you and what you can expect to see as a participant in the program. So It's a lot of fun. If you've not heard of Unbound, basically all we're doing is playing Skyrim, but we're putting some little pieces in place that help us emphasize story, character development, and some random challenges that really push roleplay. And what we've discovered is that by doing this, we get some really amazing outcomes. So if you're interested in that, I highly encourage you to check us out coming back for season 3. So essentially, we break it down. It'll be 6 episodes per season, but those episodes come every 2 weeks. So it ends up being about 12 weeks of gaming per character that you create. And what we'll be doing is each season we'll be defining a theme. We will be defining a set of character traits and value pairs. We will be defining some plot points and also some play rules. And we on the podcast will either be assigning some of those things or figuring them out randomly, and then you as the player will be able to pick items in that category or determine those randomly that you can use to either complement or oppose the things we've chosen and create some really original outcomes. If you're not exactly sure or running out of ideas about what you want to do or how you want to develop your character, we've also put together some great tools that will help you down that road. We have a character traits list that is more than 70 items long so far. We've got a list of plot points or plot ideas that you can use that has more than 95 potential plot ideas in it. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then when it comes to play rules, we'll actually be rolling a set of story cubes. If you're not familiar with Rory's story cubes, you can look it up here on Couch Warrior TV. We've used them in a few episodes of the podcast in the past. But basically, you're rolling dice that have little pictures on them, and then we use those pictures to try to interpret them and figure out what that means in game. And it always fosters a lot of great discussion during the sessions. Now, the other thing that we're doing is we're also opening up submissions. This season and all the seasons going forward of Unbound are all about you, your character experiences, and your reasons for doing what you're doing. What that means is we crave your submissions. We want you to send us information on what you're doing and why. We want to know about your character updates, what your characters are like, what they're doing, all the adventures you're having. And so we're going to make it really easy for you to do that. We're lifting any character limits on submissions, and we're going to provide you with a web form that will shoot those directly into an email box that we will get. And every episode, with the exception of the first episode where we set up the season, we will be reading all of your submissions, discussing them, and reacting to them. So you'll be able to tell us what you've got going on. You can send us discussion topics you'd like to hear us talk about. You can send us questions. You can ask for advice. You can give us ideas. And the cool thing is that these lists of traits, plots, and play rules we will continue to add to every single season. So with each consecutive season, we'll have more ideas to draw from, and it'll just build on itself. If you'd like to get more information about any of this, you can go to discord.charactercrusade.com, and there you're going to find all kinds of information on what's been done with Unbound previously. You're going to find information on, some of the ideas we've been generating around the Extra Life Marathon, and you're also going to find a community of great people who are really into role play, just like you are. So I think it'll be a ton of fun. If you'd like to get any more information on any of the dates, times that I've discussed about any of these events, you can go to charactercrusade.com. Right there on the homepage, you will find a schedule where we are going to try to post everything we've got coming up, especially over the next season of Unbound. So that's probably going to take us into, the beginning of 2019. So it's all very exciting, and we are very much looking forward to getting back into it and hitting you with some great content, some great discussion, and some great community events. I want to thank you all so much. Bless you all for your continued support and encouragement, and I will see you next time.